What's up, everybody? Welcome to Prime Sports Media. I'm back at it again. This is fantastic. I want to talk about Warren Sapp and why I believe Warren Sapp is a great addition to the coaching staff at CU. I think he's outstanding. He's a motivator, and he really likes the young men at CU. He's talked about this. He's explained that there's something about being at CU for him that has rejuvenated him mentally, emotionally. Another thing that he's doing with those NFL connections that Coach Prime has brought to CU, and that Warren Sapp is saying that he's talking and has been talking to the NFL about two players that were snubbed at this year's NFL Combine. We're talking about BJ Green II. We're talking about Chidozie, who's a defensive tackle, BJ Green being a guy that can get around the edge, and Shadozi being a defensive tackle that can cause a lot of havoc in that middle of the defense. Both guys were not invited to the NFL Combine for 2025, which I believe is a damn shame. But Warren Sapp believes in these guys. He feels that they can play at the next level, that they have the attributes that are necessary, because he has a lot of love for these players. And this is why he's a great addition to CU, because he's not just there looking at these players as just numbers. He sees them as humans. He really loves these kids. Let me let you hear a clip where Warren Sapp is expressing his love in a press conference just not that long ago. I think it happened just yesterday, where he talked about how he feels being at CU. And this rubs on in his passion, or should I say rubs off with his passion to go to bat for these two players, to see that the NFL should recognize them and not sleep on them. Check out what Warren Sapp had to say in this press conference right here. Check it out.
I'm addicted. I never thought I wanted this job. I never thought I wanted to be here the amount of hours I'm here. But oh my God, do I love it. And the babies react to it. And we're having fun. And trust me, I wake up every morning, drive over Table Mesa and look at the mountains, and I get my motivation. And it's magical to me every morning. I get to drive over that thing and come here and do what I do. So I'm enjoying it. You know, I tell them all the time, my bus in Ohio doesn't get chipped, my gold jacket don't get dirty. None of that happens to any of that, you know. I'm here for you, so whatever you need me to do for you, I'm willing to do for you and meet you more than halfway. So it doesn't matter about a gold jacket or anything. We got a whole coaching staff of men that are here for the kids. Each one of them is something different, and I have to form a relationship with them. That's the best part of this. I get to learn them every day. I get to learn who they are, what they like, what they don't like, what I can tip them over about, what I can needle them about. You know, that's what you have to have as a coach, because you'll never play a perfect game. And that's what I'm here for as a coach, to nitpick and to get you to understand. Let's get better.
Right there, you can see that Warren Sapp has the passion that it takes to be at CU, to be a motivational coach in his own right. He's working as a quality control coach. But Warren Sapp is definitely a great asset to this coaching staff, okay? We got Marshall Faulk coming on board. I mean, I'm really excited about what's going to happen in this upcoming season. I'm going to be doing a video featuring the players that I believe they're going to be the standout players coming up this season that you need to really look forward to seeing them do their thing this upcoming season. Of course, we've got spring ball already up there and CU, where the guys are working out. There's a lot of competition. There's going to be competition between the two quarterbacks, Juju, Julian Lewis, and Salters. Who's going to get to start? I got a feeling, folks. In my opinion, I think Juju. Don't be surprised if Juju ends up with the starting position. But that's just my thinking. But let me get back to what this video is really all about, everybody. It's about two guys in Chidozie and BJ Green being able to show up and show what they could do. Now, they couldn't go to the NFL Combine because they weren't invited, as I said before. But what was exciting about what happened just yesterday is that they both showed up for the Big 12 Pro Day. Now, as you know, CU is going to have their Pro Day, I believe, April 1st, or through the first week of April. They're going to have players showing what they can do right at CU in Boulder, Colorado. So this is going to be fantastic. But today, Chidozie and BJ Green went out there and showed what they could do at the Big 12 Combine, and the NFL definitely was taking notice. One of the players that I think was a standout, because everybody's been buzzing about it since they've had the Big 12 Pro Day, was BJ Green. BJ Green, according to all the mainstream media out there in sports world, said that he set the tone when he ran a 4.7 40 time. I think that's outstanding. And let me say this, and correct me if I'm wrong or not, everybody in the chat room, or excuse me, not the chat room, but the comment section on this video. I'm going to make a bold statement. I think that BJ Green may have ran the fastest time of any defensive edge rusher with a 4.70 than anybody that was invited to the NFL Combine. Just think about that. And if I'm incorrect, definitely correct me, not a problem. But I'm under the impression, because when he ran that 40 time yesterday, a lot of people were buzzing about it, saying this is incredible what BJ Green did running that 40 time. And so that shows you that in the NFL, when you're going to play guys off the edge, they got to be quick. They have to be fast. They have to have what it takes to get the job done. And so this is why. And then when we look at Shadozi, he's strong. He's got a good bench press. He's got good center of gravity. I'm going to give you a breakdown of these guys' scouting reports. Okay. Now, Sapp had a lot to say. Warren Sapp had a lot to say. The great Hall of Famer himself had a lot to say this. He believes in these guys. And you heard that in that clip that I played, that he believes in the players. And he said one important thing, that he's willing to go to bat for them. He's willing to do whatever he can to help them. Warren Sapp is a man of his word, because that's what he's been doing, pitching these two guys to the NFL and saying, hey, they could play at the next level. Let me quote him right here in this article that I have in my hand right here. They're solid. They understand the game, and they play the game the way it's supposed to be played. This is according to Sapp. I'm quoting him. They work their you-know-what's off, their butts off. Sapp said this is all you can ask from your players. All you can ask from your players is to give themselves everything.
Tell the truth.
Let me say this correctly. All you can ask of a player is what Sapp is saying, is that for them to give everything that they've got, to dedicate themselves to the game, to the craft, to the technique, to whatever it is that they're trying to do here. So Warren Sapp believes in these young men. We should believe in them as well. Now check this out. I'm going to quote this. This is about Shadozi. After transferring from Houston to CU, Shadozi played in 11 games and started in 10 games in his lone season at Colorado for the Buffs. He's 5'11". Some people have him at 5'10", but they got him here at 5'11", 290-pound senior. He missed about 2 games due to injury, as you know, with CU last year. But he finished with 31 tackles. That's incredible, everybody. 31 tackles. Let me say that right. Fumbled my words there. 31 tackles with 4.5 tackles for a loss. And he had 2.5 sacks. Now, doing the loss to BYU, which was a loss that could have actually, if they would have beat BYU, that could have put them in the Big 12 championship, right? But against BYU in that loss in the Alamo Bowl, like everything about it, this past season, what Colorado was able to do defensively in their defensive line, I mean, they were just one game. I want to correct something that I said here. CU was just one game during the regular season in that game to being able to get to the tournament, the national championship tournament.
Tell the truth.
But they played against BYU in the Alamo Bowl. And this is what Shadozi did, everybody, in that Alamo Bowl. He had 7 tackles, 1 sack, and he forced a fumble in that game. That was Shadozi, okay? Now, when you go back and look at Shadozi's career, which is why the NFL should not sleep on this young man, is that while he was at Houston, he emerged as one of the Big 12 conference best defensive tackles, okay? He recorded 5 tackles for a loss. He had 1 sack in 2023. Shadozi is in the middle. If you find a better, now, this is what Warren Sapp is basically saying, everybody. You can't find a better quality guy, a better quality player, a better quality young man than Shadozi, according to Warren Sapp. I tend to believe that. So Warren Sapp has been showering these guys with a lot of praise. And check this out. Let's go over to B.J. Green, okay? B.J. Green is a former walk-on from Arizona State, okay? So when he went to Arizona State, he was a walk-on at Arizona State prior to transferring to CU. This is his history. He led the Buffs. This is important, with 7.5 sacks and tackles for a loss, everybody. Just let that sink in, okay? Now, he had 12 during his one season in Boulder. 12. Check this out after this. After a low start to the year, B.J. Green had multiple sacks in games against Kansas State, Texas Tech. He also is credited with forcing a fumble in a win over Texas Tech and Arizona. So let's just keep this in mind. This young man can play. This is what Warren Sapp is saying about him. Sapp says that he's tired. He tried to get Green a spot. This is what Warren Sapp is saying, that he was trying to get B.J. Green a spot in the NFL Combine. He was using all of his influence, all of his connections to get him in a spot. Now, I want to go on to say this. Remember, B.J. Green led Colorado in sacks, and he got his opportunity yesterday in the Big 12 Pro Day, and he showed you that he can play the game, but he showed speed, agility, everything that the NFL, should I say, looks for when they're looking for an edge rusher. Okay, so he did a great showing for himself. Let me continue to go on. I just want to read over these notes based on what was said by Sapp, by the media. Now, Sapp comes back over to B.J. Green, and he says this: B.J. Green can rush in the 3 technique, the 5 technique, in the 9, any of it on both sides. So Sapp, he said he can play any technique, 3 technique, 9 technique. According to the statement here, he said 5 technique. Sapp said they would not. I just want to be honest here, everybody, and think that it's tell you straight up. I'm sure Sapp feels this way too. It's a damn shame that B.J. Green was not invited to the NFL Combine. And it's also another damn shame that Shadozi, both these guys put up excellent stats as collegiate players in their respective teams, from the teams that they transferred from when they came over to CU. Doesn't make any sense. Now, I don't want to get in, I could go down the road and say, hey, this is all about hating on Coach Prime. Some people are going to disagree with me, but I still think that there's a certain level of distaste that some people out there have for Coach Prime. I mean, it's just a fact. Warren Sapp said he did everything he could to get that man into the NFL Combine, and it just didn't work out that way. As I said before, Warren believes that they have the attributes to play the game. Now, let me go over some stats right here. When it comes to B.J. Green, once again in 2024 season had 32 tackles, 7.5 sacks as a reminder, okay? At his pro day, he ran a 4.70, which is basically a 4.7. Okay. This is what he was. This is what he did at Colorado. Okay. He finished at Colorado. And I want to look at these stats right here in the regular season with the 12th best 37 sacks. This is B.J. Green at the end of the season at Colorado. This man finished the regular season with 37 sacks overall in his career. That is fantastic. Why wasn't B.J. Green invited to the NFL Combine? This is crazy.
Tell the truth.
This is one of the things that they said in terms of the scouting numbers on him, the scouting breakdown on B.J. Green. He's disruptive. He was a disruptive force on CU's defensive unit. He spearheaded that disruption. Without BJ Green at the helm, I don't think that CU would have had the effectiveness that they had last year on their defensive line and things that they were able to do. They were really getting after the quarterback, and BJ Green was a part of making that happen. So that cannot be denied. Okay? This is why this man should have been in the NFL Combine. But he showed the world at the Big 12 Combine just yesterday that he can run fast. He has the skills. He can run pretty damn good for a guy his size playing off the edge, okay? And so the NFL scouts were raising their eyebrows when they saw that 40 time. This is another area I want to go into before we get to the conclusion of this video today. I want to talk about Chidozie again, another guy that I think they should have never slept on. I looked over his scouting breakdown, and it was very impressive. So when you look at him, his 40 time, not as impressive as BJ Green, but his 40 time was 5.8. Okay. He ran a 5.8 40 time. His shuttle was a 4.68. I'm going to go over what the stats are. Okay. So when we look at Chidozie, once again, he had 36 tackles, 3.5 tackles for a loss in 2022. Okay. He's 345 pounds. He squats 625 and bench presses 435. So he squats at 625. Okay. He cleans 345 pounds, squats at 625. So it says here, cleans at 345 pounds. Okay. This is what he does in terms of his power, his strength when it comes to the weights. Squats at 625. I want to say that again. Bench presses at 435. He's also pulling up. They looked at him pulling chains, right? When they were working out in the weight room and the guys put the chains on him, they got him here pulling 2 400-pound chains across. That's impressive. That shows his strength and his ability. The NFL are looking at that type of performance because to play in the trenches, you got to be able to have violent hands where you can get off of blocks, you can shred blocks and what have you. Now, talking about that, he plays with a leverage at point of attack while inside and outside. This is Chidozie. This is the scouting report on here. He keeps his eyes in the backfield when inside and moving linemen to either side, right or left. Okay, this is a scouting report on him. Chidozie is strong enough. Okay, he's strong enough in the lower body to hold up at the point of attack. This is Chidozie. He displays a good feel as a gripper, a grapper. So he has a good feel for getting his hands on people, grappling in the phone booth, consistently getting blockers off balance before sending them to the ground. This is what they're saying about Chidozie. Okay. He has a wide base and a low center of gravity, definitely, to hold his own ground. This is what they're saying, as well as the upper body strength to shred off blockers. Chidozie has the strong core, that's very important, and powerful hands to shred blockers, I had said that before, and to show excellent instincts with the ability to quickly locate the ball. Okay, locate the ball, and he has great. This is another thing I like. They said he has great quickness. He's quick off the snap in the pass rush. Okay, he has violent hands. I think I talked about that too. And he has a good feel for working inside and counter moves. He has the ability to work inside and counter his move. This is Chidozie, defensive tackle, BJ Green. I've given you the breakdown here. I always do a comprehensive show when I do a show. And this is why I can see why Warren Sapp believes in these guys. He feels they have the attributes. He's going to bat for them. He's already telling NFL teams, hey, you need to look at this guy, look at these two guys because they could be probably special. And just because they didn't go to the NFL Combine, even though I think they should have been there, they should have been invited, it doesn't mean that these guys can't show an outstanding, when they have become outstanding, show a very outstanding pro day for their official pro day when NFL scouts come to Boulder, Colorado. Okay. Also, what's also good about being a unrestricted free agent, undrafted type guy, is that it allows you, and I've said this before, to pick football teams or pick a team, or negotiate with a team through your agent that best fits your abilities. So it allows them to say, hey, what team needs a defensive tackle? What team needs an edge rusher like BJ Green or a defensive tackle like Shadozi? Let's go talk to those teams about our skill set, because we feel that your skill set fits into what they do. When Warren Sapp talks about BJ Green II, he says this man can play all type of techniques, the 3 technique, the 9 technique, 5 technique. So BJ Green, out of the two of these guys, with him running at good 40 time and being able to play in different techniques, that's going to open up a lot of options for him. But another thing that's very important is that teams are looking for guys that can be run stoppers in the NFL, that can stuff the run, that can hold up the line. And someone like Shadozi, who has those type of techniques and strength, as I just mentioned in this breakdown, that they could find themselves somewhere in the NFL. And even if it's at least making a practice squad, if that was to happen, even if you get put on a practice squad, it opens up the door for you to make the team, to be a starter on that team. If someone gets hurt, you can get pulled up. It also opens up the door for other teams to pull you out of that practice squad and sign you as well. So I think that these guys just have to have a great pro day at CU in April. I think BJ Green, with that 40 time that he ran, that's really going to put him in good standings with some NFL teams that are looking for a guy who can be explosive off the edge. Okay, everybody. So I appreciate you all out there for listening to this video. I want to ask you to please share this video on all of your social media. Tell people about the channel. If you're new over here, hit the bell and notification, okay, so that you never miss another video when I upload a video or even go live. I appreciate all you out there that have been watching my videos, that's been dedicated to checking out what I'm doing over here, even if I haven't uploaded in a little while or anything like that, but you're still sticking with me. Really appreciate that. I've got some other videos that I'm going to be producing that I think you're going to definitely enjoy. So everybody out there, have a great day, great evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. I really appreciate you wholly. With that said, this is Prime Sports Media. Tell somebody that you do love them, everybody. Tell somebody that you love them, because you never know. Peace.